friends, welcome back to Avocado Toast Budget. If you're new here, my name is Lexa, and today we are going to talk about 10 things that you can do to improve your finances. And if you wanted to, you could do all 10 of these today. They're very simple steps, things to kind of ease you into managing your money and just making you feel a little bit more confident with your finances and how your money is working for you. This is perfect for those of you who are feeling very overwhelmed with money or don't know where to start or find yourself just kind of like spiraling when it comes to trying to face your finances. Because I feel like sometimes taking these little steps and then seeing the huge results and the huge changes that can come from them is really motivating and helping you along your personal finance journey. I'm going to go through all 10 of these steps here. However, if you want a printable checklist that you can go through and like check these off, if you are doing them like one at a time, or if you just want the satisfaction of like checking something off of your to-do list, I will link that down below for you to be able to access and print out or just like have it on your phone for you to reference. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Number 1, set up automatic savings contributions. Now, if you are referencing the list as you're watching this, I'm going in a different order, but it's all the same information. If you have direct deposit through your work, this is so easy to do. 95% of the time, if it's not already available to you through like the online system they use, you can just ask your boss or HR to set it up where a certain percent of your paycheck goes into a different account. In that account, you just have to specify as whatever your savings account is. Now, I've already talked about my love of online high yield savings accounts that use bucket systems. I will link that video up here for you all. Honestly, just any separate savings account that is not in the same bank or the same place as your checking. Because what often happens is when we go in and check our checking account, we then see the balance in our savings account, and then we're very tempted to move that money so we can spend it. However, if you have it set aside at a different bank, it gets pulled out before you ever see it, whatever percentage that you want to set aside, and then you can just like check in on it every once in a while, make sure everything's good to go. But kind of that like out of sight, out of mind mentality means that you'll save money without ever really feeling the repercussions, the negative repercussions of saving money where you feel like you don't have as much. And you can start off really small with this, 1, 2, 3%, and then build it up from there if you want to. But it is so much easier to save money if you save it before you ever even see it. Number 2, delete autofill. What I mean by this is either your debit or your credit card that autofills, whether it's on your phone or in your Amazon account or on your computer, that makes it very easy for you to plug in your numbers without ever actually having to like get up and find that card, can really lead to impulse purchases. And trust me, I am like known for this. And when I finally deleted all of my autofill off of Amazon and then off of like my computer remembering it, it saved me so much in impulse purchases, because the second that you have to decide if the thing that you're wanting to purchase is worth getting up and finding your wallet for, most of the time the answer is no. And it gives your brain that like break and that second to consider if you like actually want that thing. So if you struggle with online spending and you already kind of have this set up, highly recommend taking the 15 minutes, might even take you less than that, to just go through and like disable autofill on your computer and your phone and delete that credit card information from the major places that you find yourself spending a lot of money at. Before we move on to the next point, if you want to learn more about saving, investing, paying off debt, and how to finally feel more confident with your money, make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below. Push that bell notification, that way you never miss an upload. Let's get on to the next one. Number 3, cancel one unused or underused subscription. I know I'm really bad at this. I currently have a Planet Fitness membership, despite the fact that I have everything that I need to work out in my own apartment, and then we also have a fitness center that's free in my apartment complex. But with Planet Fitness, you have to go in person to cancel, and I hate that. But I did just use this policy yesterday because I had like BoxyCharm subscriptions, which is like a makeup box, and I've just been so underwhelmed with it the last couple of times that I keep forgetting to cancel it. So the second I like got the box in the mail, I went into my account and like canceled that membership. I'm not gonna miss it at all, but I am going to be thankful for that extra $25, $30 a month that I have to put toward whatever I want. Because the reality of it is, if you're not using something you're paying for or you are underutilizing it, your money isn't being spent in ways that like bring joy and value to your life. So choose one of those subscriptions. I am sure you have one in mind. take the 5 minutes to reset your password if you've forgotten it and go through and cancel it. Number 4, go through and document the details of your finances. Speaking of unused subscriptions, I think we all know that we have those like random things about our money that we're unsure about. That like $2.99 bill that Apple keeps taking out, or when your Amazon membership is due every year. These things that kind of catch us off guard, or they're a little ambiguous with our finances. Take some time to sit there and write out all of your fixed expenses, your bills, including how much you're paying, when they're due, and what account they come out of. But also on top of like your bills and expenses, I also really recommend documenting other aspects of your finances, like the details of your debt, including, again, how much you're paying each month, how much in total you owe for each debt, who you owe, what account it's coming out of, what day it is due every month, and your APR, or the interest rate, how much you are paying on that debt. Just knowing these numbers, seeing it all written out, taking the time to figure out what those like mystery charges are can really help you to understand your finances more and feel a little bit more in control of your money. And it might even motivate you to go through and maybe cancel a few more of those mystery charges that you find out you're not actually using. Number 5, call to negotiate one bill. You would be shocked the power of just like a 10-15 minute phone call in helping to reduce some of those expenses that feel like they're unreducible. I wasn't using like all of the package that I had with my internet, and I went to go look online and it wasn't offering anything that was cheaper. So I just gave them a call and asked if they had any other options because I wasn't using all of the frills that they were offering me. And she told me about a plan that was like not advertised anywhere on their website that I would have never been able to take advantage of if I hadn't just called. And it was so easy, like 5 to 10 minutes. You can do this with internet, you can negotiate phone bills, you can even negotiate like interest rates on things like your credit card, especially. My biggest tip is to call, be nice, and know what competitors are offering. Especially if you've been with a company for a long time, you can show that you've been a loyal customer. It's a lot easier than you would think to get them to lower the price on things even when they say it's not possible, because they know that it costs them less money to keep you as a customer than it does to lose you and then have to get a new customer to take your place. And even $5, $10, $15 a month starts to really add up over the long term. Number 6, set up overdraft protection. If you are someone who finds yourself paying those wretched overdraft fees, you can either set up overdraft protection if your bank offers it, which either allows for like the charge to get declined, to never come out in the first place, or allows for like if you have money in your savings or a different checking, it'll get moved over into that account to cover that expense. However, honestly, if you are really struggling with paying those high overdraft fees, I recommend looking into a bank that doesn't charge overdraft fees. Especially recently, I think Bank of America is like lowering their overdraft fees. I don't recommend Bank of America, but I think Capital One and Ally Bank are like done with overdraft fees or getting ready to be done with overdraft fees because they're just like so predatory that they're getting ready to start getting in trouble with the government, which thank God it's about time. And I believe both of those also have ways to help you to prevent yourself from overdrafting. But if you don't want to move banks and you struggle with overdraft fees, give them a call if you're unsure, see if they have some sort of an overdraft protection program, something like that. Which, a side note, this is like a sub point, you can also call to ask to remove overdraft fees. I've done it multiple times. A lot of banks have a policy that they'll take them off at least like a couple of times a year. Call, be nice about it, just ask to get the fee removed, and a lot of times they'll remove it for you. Number 7, set up autopay. Overdraft fees are absolutely the worst, but second, very close second to that, are late fees. If you have some sort of a bill that is not already set up on autopay, take the time to either go through with the provider of whatever service you have, set up autopay that way, or fun fact, if it's a bill that it doesn't have a way to automatically come out of your account, you can usually set up like an auto payment through your bank, through the opposite side, to go ahead and make a payment to an account on the same day every month. So if it's not an option on the side of like if whoever your landlord is doesn't do like automatic payments or electricity or whatever it is, see if you can go through on your bank, because having to sit there and remember every single month to make sure that you've paid that bill could result in you forgetting to do that sometimes, and then you're stuck with late fees, or it could affect your credit score depending on what it is. That's just a huge headache, something that you can prevent with just a few minutes setting that up. Number 8. Split your savings into different goals. Now, I am like a broken record on this channel talking about this, but it is because I really think it's one of the most powerful small acts of kindness to your finances that you can do. And that is, rather than just having like one random general savings account that you throw some money in every once in a while because that's what you're supposed to do, coming up with just a few different savings goals and having a way to keep track of what you are saving for. When you put that emotion behind that money, it makes it a lot harder to justify taking that money out to cover impulse purchases or overspending. And you will find that you are able to save money a lot faster when you know what you're saving for. This method of splitting up your savings into different goals is also sometimes referred to as sinking funds. And again, I've talked about those, but if you don't know what they are, I will link my video up here more about those. Speaking of goals, number 9 is to write down 3 to 5 short, medium, and long-term financial goals. Just start brainstorming, whether you live by yourself, you're responsible for yourself, or if you have a partner, someone else in your life that you work with financially and you want to get on the same page with goals. Sit down and just start brainstorming not only where you want your money to be going, like right now, next month, next year, but also 5, 10 years from now. Are there things on the horizon that you want to accomplish? A wedding you want to pay for, a vacation you want to go on? What does retirement look like to you? You don't need to have all of these answers, but starting to brainstorm some goals and some achievable financial steps that you want to take can really help to start motivate you to get in that like money mindset kind of thing. Not like money mindset, but like in the mindset of thinking about money. So you can start to figure out what you need your money to be doing for you. And lastly, number 10, brainstorm a debt payoff plan. If you are someone who has like multiple different debts, I am a big believer in attacking one debt at a time. And there are kind of like 2 well-known ways of this. And that is the debt snowball or the debt avalanche. The debt avalanche attacks the highest interest debt first. The debt snowball attacks the smallest balance of a debt first. I talked about the difference between those two, how you implement them. I will post that video up here for you. Coming up with a plan on how you want to attack that debt can be so helpful in starting to see those numbers decrease. So that is it for today's video on the top 10 things that you can do today to improve your finances. Don't forget, if you want a checklist, be able to follow along, keep track of what you've done, I will leave a link to that down below. I really hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please remember to give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm, helps boost this video to the top. That way more people can find this content. And I will see you all next time. Bye.